Well, I think tonight we'll go with whatever else is on our minds. I think that might be our
Everything
best
else?
case scenario tonight rather than talking about the game. Because, well, tonight a bit of a clunker, obviously, against these New York Mets. The Phillies lose it 11-3. Not the way they wanted to start this three-game series, which had a lot of anticipation, a lot of hype leading up to it. But, well, the Mets get round one. Still two more rounds to be played here in Philadelphia before the weekend's over. Welcome into Phillies Playback, everyone. Presented by Live Casino Hotel and Philadelphia. It is the Friday Night Roundtable edition. Thank goodness, because then we have other stuff to talk about. Kevin Stocker is here. Scott Franzke is here. And we welcome from the television side of things, Mr. John Kruk.
There he is.
Here.
Hey, there's John.
There he is.
I finally saw him.
So John, Stock was worried about you. Your old teammate. He was worried about you.
Well, I was out doing things in the community today.
Oh,
See,
that's where he was.
That's always
I
the last
checked your
place you
spots.
look.
I went to all your spots. I went to the couch.
Me, Milt,
Okay.
Bull, T-Mac, and Sarge.
Wow. What a group.
Entertaining the crew down there in the tent thing.
Like a barbershop quartet or something like that? Or
More of a question and answer.
okay. Well, that's you guys are probably
That's
better
where
at
you
that.
were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Stock said he checked all your spots. He said, I checked the couch. He wasn't there. And I checked the press dining room. You weren't there.
No.
And then I checked the couch again. I still weren't there. And then
I
he was
never
out
found
of,
you.
He was out of spots to look
I
for.
was a little worried.
Well, that's usually where I'm at.
Yeah.
One of those
Well,
two places if I'm here, but
You were out doing some good today.
today they drug me around.
Did you get any good questions and or answers during the question and answer?
No.
No. Yeah.
No good ones at all.
Not
Whoops.
not a surprise
I
there.
don't know. We were just here for 5 hours. I don't know what. I can't remember what they asked.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a tough one. Briefly, give me your thoughts, you guys, on the on Aaron Nola. Obviously, the long ball has been an issue. Guys on base become 3-run home runs. Any concern for Aaron? His last two outings haven't been his sharpest. Wait a minute. Let's see. I think let's try this. Go ahead.
We've had so much
Nope.
fun on the air tonight, technically
Yeah.
speaking.
Try
Okay,
again,
it now.
John.
Go one more time.
1, 2.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
Okay.
It's Friday the 13th.
Welcome to the booth
Yeah.
tonight.
It is Friday the 13th. Good point, Scott.
Hey, I was born on that day, so
Were you
Friday
really?
the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Well, that says a lot.
You were just born today?
I was born on Friday the 13th in February.
You weren't born yesterday.
I was
today.
born
That's
today.
right.
Anyway, as you were saying,
As you were saying, John.
Hell, I don't remember now.
I think you were
About Aaron.
gonna wax
Concerns.
poetically about Aaron Nola.
Yeah, he was really good until the 5th inning, and then the breaking ball was just rolling and didn't have that good bite to it. And his team's pretty good. The Mets are a pretty good team,
Yeah.
and you make mistakes like that, and eventually it ain't gonna end well for you. And it didn't end well for Aaron or the Phillies.
the only concern I have is he's constantly now pitching with people on base. There's so much traffic all the time, and I would think. I mean, I wasn't a pitcher, but I would think, with between his slide step and when to do it, when not to do it, and his curveball, the biggest weapon. With the slide step, I would think it might have an issue getting the break that you were talking about, John, if he's constantly in that. But the traffic is just pressure, and it's all about putting pressure on the other pitcher. And if you can do that, and that's what happened to him, typically it's rough for the starters.
Scott, to your point, you said near the end of the broadcast, right before the bottom of the ninth inning, doesn't much matter if they score 40 runs if the offense isn't going to be able to get anything on the board either.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the you don't score anything over the first 5 innings, and then one mistake and you're down 3, and I mean it changes the way you view the game. It changes the way you manage the game, and then of course the 6, and then you're managing completely differently because you're going to different relievers, and your number one goal is to just not have to use anybody, of the lead guys.
Your
out of
top
the bullpen.
leverage guys, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then, of course, the rest of it's just, just whatever the final score turns out to be.
3 hits
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have
up
more
until
than
the 9th.
Yeah.
Right.
And there were 2 infield singles. That ain't going to do it.
Quintana was good.
Yeah.
Quintana was good.
Well, he pitched at 91, 92, but he located and changed speeds. Yeah, he pitched a great game.
Well, we did hear, we're just getting word, we had teased it right before the roundtable started, that tomorrow's starting pitcher would be announced, and it's as expected. Colby Allard will
Whoa,
be back. And
whoa, man.
Surprised? You surprised?
Whew.
Did I shock you with the
Shocking
breaking news?
development.
Breaking.
I'm sorry.
He been drinking.
Well, hey,
Well,
now.
He's been
I'm just
drinking.
recovering from a wedding.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's been drinking all week. He was at his daughter's wedding.
How was that?
It was wonderful. It was just, it was hot.
He sweat through 3 suits. He sweated.
I'm telling you. So Portland had a heat wave, the West Coast, Portland, Oregon.
It was beautiful here.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. But out there, it was like the hottest they'd ever had in history. So the wedding Saturday, we go.
Hottest day ever in history?
They had the hottest 3 days of history of Portland
of
that week.
time of
That's
of
right.
September.
Of September.
Okay.
Yes, of that. Yeah.
They've had hotter.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, but it just said of that time of this. This week, this
and
time
how
of year.
hot was it?
100.
It was so hot.
It was so hot that I pulled out my sweat towels, and you better believe
it could
I
be
did.
like 79, and you would pull
100
out a sweat towel.
105 Wednesday.
You needed more than a sweat towel. You need.
Oh,
Like
I had
you
my
needed to be
fan.
Like,
I had the fan, and
You
I
needed
told
a
the
squeegee.
groom.
yeah, squeegee. That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's funny.
Someone come by.
No, so it
You like my sound effects?
Yeah, that's great.
that was good. See, when I
You
got
could do an
married,
old-timey baseball recreation.
That's right.
crack. Yeah,
No, I can only do rain dice.
I'm not sure what that was.
One came out the other side of the mouth.
Okay, wait. Where's this?
How much longer is this going to last?
Not long. Oh, I forgot to set the timer, so we're restarting.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I know.
Sorry for you.
You're good, thanks. Way to go. That should be your job. It would start with 10 minutes on the clock already.
Yeah, no doubt.
I know. So
I'm not
anyway, go
100%
ahead.
sure what you guys are talking about.
The timer.
are we.
The timer.
He's supposed to
Yeah.
keep us a certain.
Yeah,
time.
I
Supposed
got that,
to
I
keep
got
it
you.
a certain
Yeah.
amount.
Because we don't want to give the people too much goodness.
Right.
Got to limit it.
Right.
You got to limit it.
Anyway, so I did
Is
have
there really going to
sweat
be
towels.
wanting more after hearing the
Yeah.
first 5 minutes of this?
We'll
I
get
had
to the
net
wedding
fan.
eventually.
That's okay. It's she got married.
Did
She's
you
beautiful.
stand up there with the fan around your neck?
No.
Brooke
The
would
fan
not
was
let
for
him do that.
rehearsal dinner, which I had that for my daughter. She runs hot like I run hot. It was hot, people. So I told the groom. I said, look, you need to make sure you have like a handkerchief or something in your pocket. So if my daughter starts to sweat or you start to sweat, you've got something.
Oh, I thought it
Okay.
was if you sneezed or something.
No, it's all about sweat.
Okay.
So he did. I was so impressed. He went and he got some handkerchiefs, whatever. And the day of, we're all kind of getting ready to walk. It's an outdoor wedding, and it's warm. It had cooled off a little bit that day, like 90 degrees. And I said, "Hey, man," I literally went right up to him and said, "You got your little sweat towel?" And he goes, "Oh my God, I forgot it. It's up in the." And I pulled mine out and said, "Here you go, bro. I had one for him. Here you go." Well, then I realized I didn't.
Did he
have
say thanks, Dad?
Are you calling bro?
one. No, I did not call him bro. I did not. I said, "There you go, BJ." No, I did not call him bro.
Do you like this guy?
Oh yeah, BJ's great. BJ.
Why?
He loves my daughter. He's very nice.
I
he
know.
works hard. He's an entrepreneur.
I don't want to say, but I would
like
have
him.
issues.
You have how do you have issues with my son-in-law
I would have
already?
issues with the son-in-law.
With
Any
You're saying
son-in-law.
with any son-in-law. Like
well,
you're the.
I hope there's only one,
Well, yes. I'll let
and
some-
I hope that's not for a while.
well, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Or those
Are
you
you
better-
Are you? I mean, I'm not to that point. I have daughters, but they're not. But
Well, yeah. John's daughter's not.
she's
at
in
that point yet.
college.
She's in college, so they're not going to
No,
get married.
I'm
Yeah.
not asking if she's married. If I could just finish my thought. Boyfriends, whatnot. I mean, have you been a
All right,
sort
so
of look sideways? At,
there was one time. Well, this I don't have to really worry about her because she's like me and she'll say whatever comes to her mind.
Nice.
Okay.
So she had this kid. Good kid. Coached him in baseball. He was a really nice kid. They dated for a while, and then he became clingy. So can you miss your
Stage
volleyball
3, stage
practice
4.
to come watch me play baseball? She dumped him.
Okay.
Rightfully so. Then there was another kid. She was going to the prom, but she had to sign a paper or something. So she said, "Will you drive me to this where I'm meeting this kid to give him the paper?" I said, "Yeah, I'll drive you." Well, we get there, and she starts to get out of the car. I said, "Where in the hell are you going?" She said, "Well, I'm going to go give him his paper." That SOB's coming over here to take it from you. You ain't going there. He's coming here. And if he don't, we're going to hell home.
Yeah, but you don't show up at the door like if they, with a bat in your hand, for instance, or anything like that.
Cliche.
Well, not a bat.
Cleaning the gun.
Not a bat.
No, not a bat.
Okay.
Most of the kids, because it's a smaller thing, where we are. Like her
community, like a
small community.
Group,
most of those kids probably are scared to death of me because
you use the bat for a living.
Yeah, probably why. And I told the one kid.
Do you have any idea what your reputation is among your friends?
I don't have friends.
Your kids' friends.
That's an interesting question.
Wow. I'm sure most of them hate me.
Do you really think so? I mean, honestly?
Yeah. But you know what, Scott?
What?
I don't really give a
No, I
rat's
know you
ass.
don't. You don't care if any.
You
know.
don't care if we hate you.
No, because I coached most of those kids that were friends with my son.
Sure.
So
Okay.
I coached most of the girls who were friends with my daughter. So they
probably.
let's
They
put it this
probably
way.
like you.
Let's put it this way. Their language got a lot better after meeting me.
Really? Really?
You cleaned them up?
What? No.
What?
Oh.
No.
Their language?
My language.
Oh,
Their language.
Their
I
language.
learned it from me.
Oh.
When you say better, you mean worse.
Well, it didn't get better for them.
Okay,
got it. Got it. I bet you they like you.
I don't really care.
I know you don't, but I bet you they do.
When your kids, Murph,
Yeah.
were in high school,
Yes.
what do you think your kids' friends thought of you?
I've never considered that question. That's
Yeah.
why I think it's so interesting. I would like to
Soft.
think that soft on crime. What? I'd
of
like
course,
to think
and
that
you
they
were-
liked me.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that they, like me.
Okay.
But
I
they're
can
probably listening. Some of them. So
I can see it
maybe they could-
because you're kind of goofy, and kids like goofy.
Well, thank you. I think. Yeah. I don't know. What about you? Your kid?
Nah, I think my daughter and sons told me that most of them, well, my daughters and most of them were, pretty scared of me.
Really? Scared of you?
Yeah. And I was perfectly normal, but I just would meet them and shake their hand, and it was like, nice,
Shake
thank
their
you.
hand, bend their arm behind their back.
I didn't do any of that, but I was
Chokehold,
just very quick, and I didn't talk a lot
so
to
you
them.
weren't. Oh, see, no.
I mean, we always invited them to come in, but if they don't have a strong enough personality to come in and speak to us and speak to my wife,
Well, I would agree with that.
That's
part,
what I
but-
hate.
and they just were a little intimidated. I don't know. I mean, I don't get it either.
That's great.
But BJ is not. Young
He-
man is
He's
he's a great guy.
stand-up
Solid.
guy.
He's
Nice
do you
part of the
remember,
family.
was he that way from the beginning?
yeah, but he's
Okay.
also a little older.
Okay.
he's older now for sure. But
Sure, and that makes a big difference.
makes a big difference. Yeah, makes a
Well,
big
you
difference.
hope.
Yeah,
You hope
yeah.
he ain't 16 still and got married to
No,
your daughter.
no. He's great. But one of the best things at the wedding, to keep it short, was the pee bucket. Now this
Wait,
is
what?
I'm dead serious.
There's some weird
I'm
crap
not
going
trying to
on
go
in
up.
Portland.
I've only
now.
been to Portland once, but
This is what I'm saying. And I don't want to get off the rails too far, but there was a big party bus that took the wedding party to the outdoor wedding, all in the same group.
Mm-hmm.
There's no restroom in there. Here you've got beautiful bride, everybody's in there. Well, you get out, you get to the, and this was a suggestion was, and my wife's like, I think we should do this bucket. You put a pool noodle around the top of it, and you have it in there in case the bride has to go. Remember, we're at a park. There's no open restroom. There is a honey bucket. It's a porta potty right there. But you're not going to take a bride in there
in
with
her
a dress, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, whatever. And the kids thought that they were mortified. My daughter was like, no way. And this was not my idea. It was, no way, whatever. Anyway,
Blame
we
her.
got the bucket on there in the back with, whatever. I am not kidding you. 5 minutes before we're all supposed to walk down there, my daughter's like, you know what? I'm diving into that porta potty. I got to go. And like, you can't go in there. This wedding dress is amazing. You look, you can't. It's a mess. So, bridesmaid came and got her. They went to the party bus, had it all to themselves, and they went and did what they had to do. Now,
I am
you
going to
am not-
require a little. This is radio, and I'm going to require a little better
please say
description
less.
of
Okay.
what a pee bucket is. You said it. You mentioned a bucket. You mentioned a pool
noodle.
right?
Is that the seat?
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
are we talking like a silver pail that you use to
Home Depot 5-gallon bucket.
like a
Whatever.
paint bucket?
Yeah,
right?
like a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
And I'm the hillbilly. Golly.
You got to understand.
Well,
We
well, I
wouldn't
mean,
even-
you wouldn't think to put the pool noodle on.
Oh.
So these folks have class up in the Northwest.
That's right. We
Yeah.
didn't do a 1-gallon
They
bucket,
didn't, they
John.
didn't want the splashing.
Oh man.
But it was brilliant, and even her, she was like, this beautiful big wedding dress went on there. She's like, it's brilliant because you hold your dress up, it's over the top. I know it sounds, look.
If you had on your bingo card for the Friday night roundtable,
Pea bucket.
I'm telling you, it was epic.
Ding, ding.
It was just epic. It was epic, and it was just brilliant. So, when you guys' daughters go to get married, don't forget.
don't forget.
To have a bathroom with running water.
Yeah.
And a
Well, when
toilet.
you're at a park, at a beautiful park, and there isn't one there, what are you going to do?
What kind of park was it? They don't have a bathroom.
City Park, but it was so far away. There was nowhere to go.
Yes, I like-
and
Well,
got
what'd you do?
pictures.
What'd you do after the ceremony, before the reception started? You play basketball or something in the park?
What?
Well, it's a damn park. Ain't there no no toilet, no basketball? Where the hell you have
No
parks at there?
basketball.
What else you gonna do in the park?
Have a wedding.
It sounds
Jeez,
beautiful.
what's wrong? What are you talking about? Like, again,
Gosh, that's so
when
fun.
your daughter's all dressed up and
Yep.
you do what you got to do. It was epic.
It's like I always say, any
It's
port in a
great.
storm. Any
There's
port in a
always
storm.
Vegas,
Yeah.
Scott. There's always Vegas.
Yeah.
And were the bridesmaids in charge of the pee bucket after?
That's
Like
a good
who-
question.
No,
so,
it's
How
who
how-
got that
Yeah,
job?
who
the
who emptied
driver.
it?
So this was right before we are going to walk. So she comes off, and the buckets. I'm like, okay. So now remember, there was toilet paper and
Still
everything.
The best quote. And I'm the hillbilly.
So the driver of the party bus, he goes, there was some in there, whatever, and it looked like it was trash, and I have this bucket, and he goes, oh, I'll just take care of that. And I said, wait a minute, sir, let me tell you exactly what's in there. He didn't know because he was off the bus.
Right. Yeah.
He
wasn't
goes,
privy
and
to
I,
the
and I
debug.
said, there is, this is what's in there. I apologize. Just, it's not, it is what it is. And he goes,
So-
don't worry about it. I've seen way worse. And that's all he said. And then we
So
never saw the bucket again.
Wedding planner's probably not going to be your forte.
No, and the wedding planner does not know of that. So,
Oh, well,
yeah,
I
yeah.
hope they're not
She doesn't
listening.
know
Wait,
that.
you actually had a
Friday night
wedding
roundtable.
planner?
Oh, yeah, she did.
And she took you a place that didn't have no bathroom?
The bathroom was so far away. The only
So
thing,
it-
you bring in a porta potty, like one of those clean, brand new.
Yeah. Like,
But by the time she had to go, it was already been used by all the guests and was a mess.
well,
I
They
don't
had
understand why
one.
you're all looking at me like I'm crazy.
They
Like,
had one
this is
bathroom.
the greatest idea
well,
ever.
they had there's
One
trees
porta potty.
in a
Yeah,
park.
Portland's woodsy. Why didn't they go out in the woods and just drop behind a tree?
Okay, you know why. You know why. You're being silly now. You're going to have, if your daughter's there with a beautiful wedding dress, you're going to say, go in the woods in your wedding
Oh, yeah,
dress.
because it's much better to go in a bucket.
It is.
If you have
It was
the pool
so
noodle-
yeah, it was clean. Nobody had used it. I mean,
Oh,
you know what? I'll bring one in tomorrow.
Who was the sec-
I'm serious.
Tom,
Hey,
I'm
This
looking-
would be
hey, who was-
this could be the makings of a great sitcom, right? Like the pool bucket, the pool noodle on the bucket, and then as you get comfortable and the noodle slides off, right?
Oh, no.
It's
This
not
all taped
Did
off.
you have a
properly
bathroom
affixed.
at the reception?
It slides
Oh, yeah.
off,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
you're kind of stuck in the bucket, and then
No, none of that happened.
right.
Yeah, and music's
No,
playing in the
no,
background.
no.
So,
Hey.
so after the wedding,
Yes.
did you use the pool noodle when you went to swim afterwards?
No.
Discarded pool noodle. There it is. Picture. Oh, we got to put that up.
This
You gotta
isn't the
put that-
actual one,
You got to
Murph.
put it up. Oh, it's
All
not.
right. No, that's not the actual
Oh, you
bucket.
didn't have
All
the
right, this is
plastic
what
in
we're
there,
talking
did
I
you?
gotta
I
be
think it
honest with
did.
you.
I think it had plastic
This
in
is
there.
not the first time I've seen this. When we used to go to the Jimmy Buffett concert, maybe spend a couple hours or 12 out there, we did a similar thing. But the difference was we had a camping shower tent over the top of it. So it was a private little area.
I tell you what, man.
We had a
Scott,
bus.
They had a private
Party
area.
bus.
They were on a bus.
Party
There's nothing
bus.
different
Then-
about it. You're still peeing in a
Scott.
bucket,
Who'd have guessed that you and I would be the classy ones here?
right?
I'm with you, Stack.
That a baby.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it was classic.
It's
It worked great. It was
I
the
bet.
same reaction at
Any
first
port
until
in a
until
storm.
it was needed by the bride, and you do what you got to do for your bride.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah,
that,
you
but,
guys are-
That's
you
right.
guys understand.
I probably
Okay.
would have. Yeah.
All right. Real quick. Couple
Yeah.
of things. We got a couple things to get to.
Okay.
Real
quick.
All right, all right.
Uh,
More quizzes.
Quickly. Question of the day, for sure.
Okay, question of the day.
You had a comment about Shohei Ohtani. Did you see
Oh,
the
yeah.
news? Did you see Dave Roberts today came out and said that the Dodgers have not closed the door on the idea that Shohei Ohtani will pitch in the postseason? Okay? So your reaction, John's reaction was, okay.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he's going to be on a pitch count. You want to go in the postseason with the guy that might only throw a couple innings?
Great. That's a
Yeah,
solid
I mean,
point.
and it may be a bullpen situation, but
And
you have to.
Glass
sort of deal
now
with the,
Right.
just went down, right?
Yeah.
They're checking his elbow
And
again.
I think this was on the heels of that, right? I think
I don't know which happened first
Yeah,
in terms of
they were better around the same time. But you came out and said there's absolutely no chance
Zero.
whatsoever.
No way.
I don't know how you could say that. I mean, I do think there's a chance that they would do that.
I have no idea where his progression or his rehab is at. I got no
But
idea.
if a doctor said, "Look, he's fine. He's fine. He can throw 20 pitches," then why wouldn't you do that?
Well, I don't think he hasn't pitched in a live game. He won't have pitched in a live game if that was to happen. And he just started pitching, like throwing.
And
just started throwing.
what's the rule if he pitches 2 innings, starts, and he pitches 2 innings? He's his own DH, right?
Yeah. Well,
So does he get to stay in the game as the DH when they bring in
have
another pitcher?
the Shohei rule, right, was made for that
well,
particular
wow.
reason.
Make sure we
but
have
he might not
rules
even.
for
Maybe it's not a starting situation. Maybe it's like
closer.
a closer. Maybe it's to close a game out or something like that. I just don't think.
I think the risk.
You're talking about a month from now.
I am,
It could be a month from now.
he had the surgery and came back. They signed him for this huge bazillion
just
dollar
don't think
deal.
they'd risk
There's
it.
no way that they should risk that. Imagine he goes out there and throws 2 pitches,
blows
it out.
And
I
well,
mean,
can't
sure,
hit.
but
and
but
can't
I mean,
hit.
and can't hit exactly.
The only reason to fear that is that if you've done something as a shortcut to getting to that point, if you've done, and I have no idea where he's at.
Right.
If you say just started throwing or whatever, if he hasn't,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I hear you.
If you've done all the progressions to say he's healthy enough to throw 2 innings in a minor league game or whatever, then you're saying he's healthy enough to throw 2 innings. And so why not? Now, it's risky because, like you said, he hasn't pitched. Maybe he'll be rusty. Maybe his command would be bad. Maybe he wouldn't be as good. But if you've crossed off the health risk,
That's what I think.
then again, watching the Dodgers from afar, it seems like they're in desperate need of somebody to pitch. And anybody who's a live body with a working arm right now seems to qualify because they're just they're taking on water.
scrambling.
It's like I always say,
Now,
hand the arm in a storm.
and again, right. And he's not going to throw 6 innings or anything like that, obviously. But again, I just think if you cross off all the health risk, then you're just getting into risk of him not being effective because he hasn't pitched.
Yeah.
Is that like a catch-22 because he's had this is the second Tommy John, right?
Yes.
So if anyone would know how his arm felt after Tommy John surgery, you would think it'd be him.
Right.
Since he's had 2 of them. It don't surprise. It wouldn't put it past me that he tried to pitch in the postseason. But
I agree.
I just think it's risky to a guy hasn't pitched since what?
From a performance standpoint.
Last year.
I think
Right.
it's risky, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That part I get, but, guy seems to do
But
everything else well.
yeah, he's a freak. So
Yeah,
it's
he
hard.
is.
To,
He's a
it's
complete freak.
He's liable to go out and pitch a shutout.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, quick question of the day. Well, I had 2, but we're not going to get time. We don't have time for that. The P bucket just really took us in a direction that I wasn't
Hey,
expecting.
just so you know, I do see something here that says
Our
he has
cup
progressed.
is full, isn't it?
Oh, no, he has progressed to throwing some bullpen sessions
There you
before
go.
a game.
There you
so.
go. So don't be surprised.
Uh,
all right, so I asked this to Cody Clemens today because he's our Sunday sit-down guest. Make sure you tune in on Sunday pregame show. But Phillies Mets, obviously a great sports rivalry. He went to Texas, Oklahoma-Texas, great rivalry. So you can't say any, not baseball, away from baseball, best sports rivalry in your mind. 2 teams. What do you got? What do you got?
Celtics Lakers.
Okay. All right. That's a good one.
I thought so.
More so than Celtics Sixers, huh? I guess. Just historically, Celtics Lakers.
I don't know. Larry Bird and Magic, man. That
Yeah.
was an unbelievable era in basketball.
Okay. Celtics Lakers. That's one. What do you got? Texas man.
The Iron Skillet, TCU, SMU.
TCU and SMU.
Terrible rivalry.
It's like me saying St.
Honestly,
St. Joseph,
if,
Villanova.
where I'm from, I probably would be like Cody and say Texas OU
Yeah,
because
well-
it was always such a huge thing growing up there.
The Red River rivalry, right?
Yeah, and but no, that was just marketing. It was Texas OU weekend.
Yeah.
Texas OU weekend. Texas OU weekend, and that was all that it was. And they would meet in Dallas at the Cotton Bowl, and they would take over the whole. It's called
Yeah.
Fair Park, and they would take over the whole area.
Did they have a bathroom and a
They
wedding?
had bathrooms. They had running water.
Wedding venue?
There might have been a wedding venue. I don't know, but there was.
It's probably
Buckets.
cooler in
Hey,
Texas than it was in Portland for that
Yeah.
record
But
heat wave.
there were like
All
pig
right.
slop buckets too, so you might have just used
Well,
those. But
Why
you know,
don't you just get a trough?
Oh, no, here we go.
Bring it in for the wedding.
Okay, well, the men could probably use the trough.
Yeah.
The women
Oh,
gonna have
yeah,
my
because
daughter
it's
in a
so much
wedding
classier
dress.
for the women to use a bucket. Oh,
Hey, look, you can
crap.
spin this all you want. Your daughter will get married someday, and you're going to be like,
Well,
baby, I have an idea.
I will tell you this. She will have a bathroom because by the time she gets married, I'm going to need somewhere to go.
Every 15 minutes or
Probably
You can go in the
so.
woods.
Yeah. All right, that's a good one. By the way, Cody did not say Texas OU. He went a different route.
Oh,
something in Texas.
that's a
Yeah.
tease. That's a tease.
Yes.
Something in
in
Texas?
and he went a different route.
Texas
sport?
rice baseball.
Same sport.
Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Now they
Oh,
don't
you
believe-
ruined
call it-
this.
Well, I know he ruined it.
What's your
All
rivalry?
right, what's your rivalry?
I thought you were asking
Portland.
me.
Yeah, sorry. It's fine. You can ruin it. It's fine.
Oh, I didn't want to. I'm
There are
spoiling
two,
the shot.
There are two other great questions that you have to tune in for, so it's fine. Go ahead.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait. I would probably say from afar, like Army Navy,
that would have been mine too, Army Navy.
and
As-
I
in
don't
terms
know
of
much
great
about it
sports
other than
rivalries.
it's a sports rivalry.
It's tremendous.
Yeah,
it's
I know
tremendous.
that.
I've always thought that. Even honestly, before my son was at Navy, Army Navy was something special. It was
But,
here in Philadelphia, so I think here in Philly it meant a little bit more.
Right, but don't you think, all these we've named here, the only one that matters on a big scale, right, is like Celtics Lakers. They played for
That
championships.
was awesome, by the way.
No,
Like
well,
that rivalry when I was a kid.
Army
Yeah.
Navy plays for something bigger,
What?
America.
Not on
But
the
they're-
football field.
But they're both playing for
that's
America.
just a
Right.
football game with a lot of
Well,
stuff
that's just a
going on.
basketball game, in my opinion. Celtics.
Well,
Lakers, it's just a
okay,
basketball game.
all right, that's fine. I'm just saying those are two football teams that aren't generally good football teams.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well, there was a time when they were, but yeah, not anymore.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
It'd be
not
like me. I mean, again, I'm laughing when I say SMU TCU. Like to us, that might have been a big rivalry because there was all this stuff connected with it, but there were two crappy teams.
Agreed.
And,
yeah, I'd love to say St. Joe's Villanova. It's just not.
and I know
no one
people
cares.
here, and I didn't, grow up here, so the Army Navy thing wasn't, but when I moved here, I mean, I had people that were like, "Hey,
it's
we're
cool.
going to the Army Navy game."
It's a cool day.
Cool day.
It's
right.
a day, like you said, Texas OU. It's a day. It's a
But
thing.
I think rivalries are. I mean, again, you look
Believe
at a
me.
baseball rivalry like
Army
Boston,
and Navy
New York,
hate each other at every level in athletics in sports.
in athletics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just Ohio State, Michigan.
That's not what America's
wife would
all
say
about, Murph.
What they come together in the end when it's important. All right, we're way over time, so we got to go. But
I'll be
before we go,
darned.
I have gifts for you guys.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
Because you guys have done such a good job on the Friday Night Roundtable, sort of all year long. we made a little T-shirts for us, right? So this is radio, but go ahead, Scott. You describe it because you're the best at describing things on radio. So
It
go ahead.
is a small, old school radio.
It's a T-shirt. Yep.
Well, it's a T-shirt with a picture of a radio. It's even got an antenna, and it says Friday Night Roundtable, and on the back it says "Slightly better than traffic."
Right, which is our logo, which is,
Is it?
our
Oh,
is
that's our
slogan.
tagline?
That's our slogan.
Slightly better
Yeah,
than traffic.
Slightly better than traffic. So that's for you. And you already got yours, right, Stock?
Yeah, thanks, Murph.
And this is for you.
Yeah,
John.
thanks,
You're
Murph.
welcome, bud.
Larry
All
don't
right.
get one?
Nope, he gets one too. Everyone gets one.
No.
Who designed this bad boy?
Well, the great folks at Hog Island Press designed it,
Huh.
and they took good care of us, as they always do.
Love that
And,
Hog Island Press.
They are the best. And so here's the deal. I have some extras, and we're going to give them out to the folks that are involved. The Tom and Mike Tuberosa have already gotten theirs. Seth Fisher, intern Seth Fisher, all the guys, Taryn, everybody.
T-Mac?
And yeah, T-Mac already got his. And then we're going to maybe try to raise some money for charity. If folks want to bid on
Yeah,
a couple of the
let's
extras,
do it.
we'll try to raise some money for Phillies charities.
Love it.
The Friday night, we'll put
Thanks,
a
Greg.
picture up along with the pee bucket. We'll put this up also up onto
I'll bring the
social
pool
media.
noodle.
Let's
Yeah,
not
you got
put
the noodle.
shirt in the pee bucket.
No, and everybody bring
Prevent
your own
splashing.
pool noodle,
Did you
please.
think about Did you think about putting like sand in there so it didn't splash?
We used to put paper towels, like pile them up inside.
Yeah, that's what there was. There was toilet paper like down there. So I don't know.
Oh,
I didn't
what a
watch. I didn't.
disgusting.
I don't know what she
frickin'
did.
wedding.
There's nothing to. You're making it that way. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, I
John
thought it
and
was
his-
fine. I thought it was
It's
good.
perfectly fine.
All right,
He's
wear
got a
your
daughter.
T-shirt with pride. All right, Johnny.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
Murph.
Thank you, John Kruk. Thank you, Kevin Stocker. Thank you, Scott
ya.
Franzke. We'll take a quick break, but we've got more to come. Stay with us on the Phillies Radio Network.